What's going on, guys? Killer6 back with my base game Amara build video, and let's just jump right into it. No dilly dally here. All right, so up first we're going to show you the weapons we're going to use with this build. We've got the Hellwalker. You can also use a Maggie as well. Maggie will be fun. Hellwalker is obviously one of my favorite, probably my favorite gun in the game, and it's extremely strong, really good. Got the binary agile crit. This is a ×2 crit. You get this by tipping Moxie and Sanctuary, and this one has action skill active weapon damage increased by 200. Same as this. You're going to see that a lot here. It kind of goes with the action skill that we're using. We'll talk about that in a moment though. The DNA, this is a Mayhem 6 and above exclusive that you get from killing Trant and Desolation's Edge, and this one has action skill and splash damage. Now, while your action skill is up, this thing's going to already do really good damage. So what I'm going to rely on is being able to do good damage outside of my action skill with this thing. And in terms of a shotgun we're going to use here, we got the cash infused reflux. This thing is great for mobbing. And this one I've got action skill and next to max bonus corrosive damage. For my shield, I'm going to use the bullet buffet stopgap. This is a double absorb roll, which means 30% chance to absorb bullets. Also, anytime I use my action skill for the next 5 seconds, I am invincible, and with my action skills set up the way I've got it, I'm going to be able to do that often enough that I should never really be in any kind of danger. For the grenade, we're using the piss grenade on grenade throw. This one has the anointment where you get bonus weapon grenade and action skill damage for 6 seconds. We got the icebreaker victory rush. Now right now the victory rush is still kind of derped, so keep that in mind. That is like my main thing for base game is the victory rush. I've also got the cut purse launch pad on here so you can steal ammo. We do also have a deathless on here in case you want to use a URAD build instead, so that's an option as well. For the class mod, I'm going to use the Phaserker. Now this one right here has action skill cooldown rate, weapon damage, and Mallow on weapon fire rate. Mallow on weapon fire rate is going to be great for this, and there's a few other guns that we have as well that'll be exceptional for as well. This one does give +5 to clarity, which means a lot of extra health regen, but honestly that health regen isn't really even that important because we've got sustainment. We got some Sandhawks. Obviously Sandhawk is one of the strongest guns in the game. We got the redistributor, which was buffed recently, very strong. The Chaos, and this is great for ties that bind indiscriminate. We have some other Sandhawks. We've got the Trevinator. Trevinator is a great gun. We got the Smog, which is very strong. The problem with the Smog is it relies on you to have your shield up, so without that it's not going to work as well. We got the Monarchs. We got the Face Puncher in case you want to punch some face. The Web Slinger, the Rhina for getting out of fight for your life, or just if you like using rocket launchers. I'm not a big rocket launcher guy, but it's on here. The Lyuda, this thing is a lot of fun right now. High mag size now. We'll play around with that here in a little bit. Another web slinger. We got some back burners. We got the multi-tap. We got another Monarch. We got the serve boss execute for debuffing enemies in case you want to do that. Generally speaking, I don't bother too often. If you do find that you're fighting a boss and you're having some issues with getting it down, then you can swap to the serve boss execute, apply the debuff, and then use whatever you normally use. The Magnificent, this thing, again, this is a baby light show. Switch this thing to double barrel mode and it does some serious work. We got other Phaserkers, and you can obviously take your time, look at each of these and know what each one's for. We got the recurring Hex down here. This is action skill and corrosive damage. This is going to be good for things like Anathema. Got the spiritual driver. This thing allows you to run crazy fast, and while you are moving, you get increased gun damage, and gun damage is like Amara's main problem, so spiritual driver is great for helping out with that. Got another Hex, this one with on grenade throw. We got the Stinger. This is one of the strongest melee shields in the game. Basically, when this thing breaks, it applies a melee nova to enemies. It's really strong. We've also got the Spike frozen snowshoe, so anytime you trigger your action skill with this thing, you will freeze enemies in a pretty wide radius. Mostly I'm going to keep it on the icebreaker victory rush right now. And then finally we got the tamed hail. This one again from Tip and Moxie. I don't use it often, but it is a great gun. The cool thing about the crit is if you do have any issues with keeping your health up, this thing heals you as you deal damage, so really cool there. In terms of the skill tree, let's go and dive into that. We are capstoned out in forceful expression. We do have points in sustainment, so we heal ourselves. Deep well for for mag size, indiscriminate to ricochet your shots around. We're using ties that bind. When we summon our action skill, it'll grab a bunch of other enemies nearby as well. Really strong. Dread, so we get more gun damage. We got Tempest and Wildfire, that's more elemental effects and damage to enemies. Anima, which will increase the static effect damage and duration. We've got Infusion. I've maxed this thing out so that it converts 40% of my damage into my action skill element. Personal space, because we're going to be mostly using SMGs, shotguns, a lot of close range stuff, so we're going to get more damage out of that. A couple points in clarity, and that was just so we can move down to the next layer. And again, having +5 with our class mod doesn't really matter that much, but we've got it anyhow. We got 5 out of 5 in arms deal. This gives me more splash damage, and it also reduces splash damage on me. It's a very strong skill. We've got 1 in helping hands, and that was just, we had 1 point left over, and this gives me some damage reduction, which is nice. Nothing in the purple tree, obviously, and then we've capstoned out the blue tree so that we get to use our action skill twice in a row. Avatar, basically, you can summon Phase Grasp, and then while it's still cooling down, you can summon it 1 more time. Plus, this gives me 10 extra bonus rush stacks as well. We got Remnant. This thing does crazy overkill damage on enemies. We've got Laid Bare. This thing will allow enemies to take increased damage from all sources after you use your action skill. We got Wrath. This one gives you more gun damage. Again, the thing that Amara needs the most. We got 1 point in Ascendant. This thing will increase the effects of multiple augments, including Stillness of Mind. This allows it to stay up a little bit longer. We got Alacrity, which gives us reload speed. Transcend, which gives us critical hit damage and accuracy for 12 seconds. We got Restless, which gives us the quicker action skill cooldown rate. We got Violent Tapestry and Do Harm. 1 point in each of those just to build up those stacks for the rush stacks, and 3 points in Fast Hand, so we reload faster. All right, so let's go ahead and dive down here and show you what this build can do. We're going to start off with some Hellwalker, just Phase Grasp these guys, and as you can see, we wipe them all pretty quick. Go ahead and get these next batch of dudes. There was only 1 guy nearby. Okay, all right, but he's dead. So yeah, I very much like using the Hellwalker with this. It just feels really strong. That said, we've got plenty of other weapon options as well, like the crit. Oh my god, the crit just slaps. You do have to be aware of your crit though. If you reload and you drop it, you can lose it, especially if you're near a cliff or something like that, so you got to be careful of that. But the crit is just so damn good, man. Just so damn good. And you can always buy another one from Moxie by tipping Moxie, so keep that in mind as well. It's real easy to get, and very, very strong. Great base game weapon. You can get it as early as you get to Sanctuary, as a matter of fact, if you have the money to get it, but that's usually the problem, is when you first get to Sanctuary you need SDUs. So but yeah, this thing just absolutely wrecks face, man. And with the stopgap, with the action skill start stopgap, basically, all right, so right now I'm absorbing a lot of ammo. I'm also not getting my shield broken. But if they break my shield, then I'm gonna have 5 seconds of immunity with the stopgap. As you can see right here, right now they can't hurt me. All right, now they can, so I triggered my action skill. Now they can't hurt me again. That is the beauty of this action skill stopgap for what we're doing here. So this guy is immune to shock. We're gonna go ahead and hit him with the Hellwalker, make him regret his decisions in life. So we're gonna use the let's use the crit here on the boss. Ouch. Hit me with the slowdown juice. All right, so we're gonna grasp this guy. We're just gonna chain these shots, and as you can see, the Kraken died. That was a pretty good example of how strong this build can be right there. Just instantly nuke the Kraken. This whole base game build thing has been really surprising to me to see just how many. Oh, and there you go. That's what you got to watch out for with the crit. Just went to reload it, dropped it on the ground. So you do have to watch out for that. But I've been surprised by just how many amazing base game items there are. It seems like a lot of people sleep on some of these items, and granted, some DLC items are better than some of these base game items, but you can absolutely wreck with these base game items still yet. So let's dive down and let's see what else do we have in our inventory that we can mess around with. Let's show off how good the Lyuda is right now. I feel like a lot of people don't seem to know that the Lyuda has always been good. It just always had an issue with ammo consumption. You can have huge mags on the Lyuda. As you can see, I've got a 97 mag right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop our action skill on these guys, and I'm gonna chain indiscriminate between them. And as you can see, there we go. shield's broken on them, so they then have to bounce around. Let's throw on the multi-tap. It's a good pistol option for you. I hate when they hit me with cryo when I'm trying to run. It's the worst. All right. Multi-tap going here. You see, able to hit multiple targets really quick. Not the strongest gun in the world, but it is really a nice pistol option for you. You need a good pistol. All right, this dude's back. Let's go ahead and hit him with some DNA. And there you go, he's gone. Just summon our action skill just to keep him from killing us there. Oh, it actually ties the bind him up. All right, got him. Gotta get our sustainment going here. That keeps me alive. Make sure that you're shooting enemies. That's what keeps you alive. Gonna pop our action skill again. Kill these dudes off. And we inadvertently sent him back. Didn't even really mean to shoot him there. It worked out. And these guys are all dead now. So we'll go over to this guy. And let's go ahead and hit him with the crit to wipe his shield. And voila. Amara is like the weakest character in terms of gun damage. Definitely doesn't feel that way with this build. As you see, we just wiped everybody really quick. Let's see if we can get these guys close together, and we'll just hit them all with the reflux. Yeah, there we go. And that's where the reflux shines, is when you have multiple enemies near one another, and we just wipe those guys out quick. So yeah, base game Amara, pretty damn fun, man. You will be kind of surprised by how well it works. Lots of different weapon options. We didn't even use the monarchs. Obviously the monarchs are extremely strong, especially when you factor in indiscriminate and how that's going to ricochet shots around to other enemies and kill them. This build works really well for mobbing. It works really well for most bossing situations. It's not as strong as it would be with DLC stuff, obviously, but for those of you guys that don't own DLC, this is an option for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, type the bell icon for more. If you want to download this save file, then you can do that over on my Discord, discord.gg/killer6. Link is in the description below. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Y'all have a great day.